So standing behind me is the only station wagon built in the US. This is it, the only one. It's a CTS wagon. It's new for 2010. We're really excited about this car. You have to understand that Cadillac's strategy is they're selling the CTS sedan in Europe. Well, in Europe, when people are shopping for BMWs and Mercedes, they like to buy wagons, not like us in this country where we think wagons are a real negative stigma left over from the 1970s. So from the B-pillar forward, this car is exactly like the sedan. From here on back, that's where it becomes a wagon. We think it's a great interpretation of what a wagon should look like. Huge, beautiful LEDs all the way up and down the tailgate. This car just drives exactly like the sedan, and it looks good and it's very functional. So let's take a look. One of the distinguishing features of the wagon versus the sedan is this large panoramic sunroof. If you like sunroofs, it's definitely the way to go. Cadillac has really pushed the limits of design with this wagon. As you can see, everything tapers down to a point. The roofline gets lower, gets narrower, everything comes down to this nice sporty point. I mean, I really think that they've done a great job to take a wagon, something again that has a very negative stigma in this country, and made it very sporty. I think it's gonna sell pretty well for the numbers that Cadillac wants. One of the neat features about this Cadillac, and really a lot of the new GM products, is this button here that opens the rear hatch. So if you're tall like me, then you would put it on max and it opens up the gate all the way to the top. If you're a little shorter, then you would put it on 3/4. That's really a neat feature, so let's push the 3/4 and see how high that goes. So as you can see at 3/4, it's a little too low for me, but you know, if you're 5 foot, 5'2" or something, you don't want to have to reach way up. This is a really neat feature, and it has those nice presets. Now inside you have a really generous cargo area, and these tie downs are really heavy duty, and they're really convenient because they slide back and forth. A very functional feature of this hatch. Let's load this thing up and see just how much room's in there. There you go. All your luggage is safe, secure. Push the button, we're good to go. Let's talk pricing and models. There are 5 models. 3 that have the base 3.6 liter V6 and 2 that have the higher output V6 with direct injection that gets 304 horsepower. The CTS wagon is available in rear-wheel drive standard or all-wheel drive optional on all the models. The base model starts at $38,000, but the vehicle you see here, which is the loaded out premium with the 3.6 direct injection, navigation, everything, it's about $52,000. Now Cadillac says that the competitive set for this car are the 5 Series wagon, E Series wagon. I'm not so sure. I think this is more A4, 3 Series, and C-Class. As you can tell, it's not a very big vehicle. At $52,000, I'm not so sure. But at $45,000, you can get the direct injection engine, which I highly recommend. Maybe get rear-wheel drive, a few other options. That might be the way to go. At $45,000, you can probably negotiate that down by another $2,000 or $3,000. I think you'd have a pretty nice vehicle here. So we spent a full week with the CTS wagon and really enjoyed it. Kids liked sitting in the back. They had a lot of fun. Very sporty for a wagon. Now, as you can see, this seat's not even all the way back. And you can see how I'm sitting back here. This is why I don't think this is an E-Class wagon or a 5 Series wagon competitor. This is more of a 3 Series. I want to talk a little bit about the Cadillac brand. You know, when you look at what's happening in the marketplace today, you still got Mercedes and BMW going strong. Lexus, they're having some safety issues, some quality issues, so it's a little shaky right now. Then when you look beyond that, who's poised to make a major play at some market share? I think it's Cadillac. They're probably making the most inspired vehicles right now. That's number one. You got the coupe coming out shortly. And they really have a good attention to detail. The interiors on these Cadillacs have gone really light years ahead of where they were 5 or 10 years ago. So very comfortable making a recommendation to buy the Cadillac brand. It's definitely a brand that has grown and is poised to lead GM well into this decade.